All right, here's the last problem that I wanted to work through for you. This one on page 477, 102, you've got 104 assigned. I've called this manipulating trig expressions, but in fact this is sort of establishing identity as well too. We're going to handle it in exactly the same. I'm going to start with this and I'm going to turn it into that. And right off the bat, maybe if you just look at the structure of this, it'll give you a little hint as to what to do, because I've got a product here and I turn it into a sum. Now, how can that possibly be done? Well, I'll kind of highlight it as soon as we get there. So I'm going to start by saying, yeah, sure enough, cosine x, cotangent x, that's equal to cosine x times, what's the cotangent? Cosine x all over sine of x. Right, which is equal to cosine squared x all over sine x. Now what? Well, let me introduce an identity that will turn this single expression into a sum, and it's the identity that you should know and love. It's sine squared plus cosine. Let me write this: since sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1. That means that cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus the sine squared x. And let me put that right back up into this. And when I do that, this cosine, so I'm back to this line of reasoning now, then I'll just write it down again. This left-hand side, which we converted to this, I'm going to convert to this by substituting in where I see cosine squared x, I'm going to substitute in 1 minus sine squared x, there's the cosine squared x rewritten, divided by sine of x. And now this, of course, is two different fractions, 1 over sine of x minus sine squared x all over sine x. And therefore, indeed, cosine x times cotangent x is equal to, what's 1 over the sine? It's the cosecant of x. What is the sine squared divided by sine? It's sine of x, and that is what we are set out to show. All right, moving on.